into prisons?
Thank you. So, as we described, Rutledge and many other prisons across the United States have different levels of security. And in a medium security prison, incarcerated individuals are allowed the opportunity to interact with technology to a certain degree. In the Veterans Honors Dorm at Rutledge Prison, it allowed the incarcerated veterans the opportunity to use a computer within their own dormitory. And this computer had access to 5 sites under heavily restricted access. 3 of them were run by the Department of Veterans Affairs. Getting Toynet inside the facility requires coordination across multiple federal, state, and local agencies, and also buy-in from the warden because you must adhere to strict cybersecurity and access policies. The goal of getting Toynet on the laptops is to help make this learning platform both cost-effective and scalable so other veteran dorms across the country in Arizona, California, New York, West Virginia, all of them could have the ability to learn from this platform. Over 2021, I conducted research into the policy limitations that affect how Toynet would need to operate within a prison environment. I first looked into what established policies does the Department of Corrections and what did the state of Georgia impose upon technology within the prison. Then I reviewed and looked at the requirements for Toynet's installation and use that it would need to abide by. After defining the policy considerations and usage limitations, I tested Toynet installation scripts and general usage across different machine types and different operating systems. I also tested on Linux, Windows, and Chromebooks, trying to determine which operating system worked best with Toynet and what were our minimum or minimum computer requirements to run Toynet. Some of the parts that I found out was Ubuntu does not natively run on a Chromebook. Chromebook runs on a different Linux base, but Toynet runs on Ubuntu, and installing Ubuntu on a Chromebook using a multi-step process is a project I'm looking forward to in 2021. I'll continue to assess the feasibility of running this operating system on the Chromebook hardware. I've also looked at the installation and startup demonstrated scripts to bring Toynet into prisons, but I'm also looking into scripts to help with installing updates and retrieving data, something that both Tay and Colonel Dodge were talking about, and bringing that information out through USB drives. These capabilities need to be paired with clear and simple manuals so that the prison staff is not having to go through a multi-step installation process and instead can do a double click and the program will both install and run. I've also spent more time looking into Chromebooks because they are ubiquitous in learning environments. They also have low specs and they might not be able to respond quickly enough for our user input, so it would not facilitate a good learning environment. So even if Toynet can run a Chromebook, we need to do some performance testing to see what are some of the base levels for RAM and memory. An alternative, the last one, an allow list. Like I said, at Rutledge, they had 5 websites that were allowed. In order to get onto that allowed list, we are trying to see if we can get approval for Reclass, projectreclass.org, Toynet, to be one of those approved sites for both veterans dorms in Georgia and across the United States, so that veterans can use the computers under strict conditions and move forward with their learning.